SolSpot. Welcome to the SolSpot Collective with your host, Lara Belle.
We are here to dig into all things creative
and urban muse.
Don't forget to be happy. Sometimes we find ourselves so hungry to share our art that we forget about the happiness that we feel when we're in the flow of our art.
SolSpot. This is the SolSpot Collective podcast.
Hello and welcome to SolSpot Collective, where dreams are always possible and creativity has no bounds. I am your host, Lara Belle, along with
Urban Muse. Hey, y'all.
Hey, all right. So, Miss Urban Muse, how are you doing today?
Girl, I am fantastic.
Yeah. What's going on?
I am fantastic. Oh my gosh. I'm fantastic, and life is very interesting. I don't know, but for y'all folks with babies, I have a little man who is going on grown man, and I am really in a space where I'm having to do what everybody has to do, and it's protect their home.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. I thought the stuff was fake. I thought, those moms who get the little pluggy socket covers and the stair gates, and I thought it was a little bit too much. Mm-hmm. This stuff is real. Every day my house is redecorated.
Yeah. I saw him put a marble.
Bam.
Yeah. He's so cute.
Every day is redecorated. And it's amazing because it's almost like every day, every week, I'm having to come up with a different strategy for my home. Yeah. Is it me?
Yeah, no.
I think so.
No.
It might just be me and my crazy house.
No, I don't think so. I mean, Munchkin is everywhere now, so I can understand. Yeah. Sockets, all that. So you have everything like that, the cabinets.
And thinking about, too, like just how you have your home decorated and you know how you have your space.
Yeah.
Coming from the bachelorette world where we kept incense burning, where we kept oils, where we kept everything, where we could easily get it.
And you don't even think about it.
You don't think about it.
You don't think about it. Yeah, some child can put that in their mouth. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I
Crystals.
got it. I know.
In the mouth. I'm like, Lord, you're going to be the most energetic baby in life. Lord, just don't let them swallow it, Jesus. I don't know what to do if my child swallows an amethyst. Funny. I mean, it's supposed to be healing, but it's not. I don't know.
I know. When I saw him do that, I was like, it questioned my I was like, maybe I should not be a mom because I totally missed that. I was like, was he snacking on something? I was like, you really have to pay attention as a mom. It's like, I guess, removing everything. I can imagine.
Everything. And you don't want to live in constant fear of, oh my God, my child is going to eat something.
Right.
So it is figuring out that balance. But it is beautiful. But it definitely gives you something to do every week when it comes to keeping your house together.
He is so energetic. I love him.
So we in the zone. What's going on with you, man?
Oh, man. All right. So I am, work full time, but also have been going to school part time. And so just started it back. I actually started back after 10 years. I realized that I really needed a in-classroom environment to finish up my bachelor's. And found a great university, has a good established history. I feel like I'm getting a good education, and took my last final last Thursday.
Oh, Q Church, Oregon.
Yes. Well, I won't say last final, but my last final for that semester.
Yes.
And then I'm excited about next semester because I'm starting some marketing courses and things, all things I think would help with this. But this is just a thing that I really want to finish and get done. For those who are listening who are in school, finish it now, because it's so hard working full time and you have a family and things like that to, I have a husband, to get it going. And it's been great, but it's been exhausting in the same breath. So I look around, I'm in a classroom with a lot of kids who are about maybe like 10, I won't call them kids, but young adults who are, and I love them so much because I love their experience in their life and how they look at life and things like that and relate to it. But they're like 10 years my junior, and I just always try if I can to let them know use this moment and really relish this moment and take advantage of completing it and understanding yourself and really driving for what it is you want, because it's not impossible. We often change our careers and transition, but it is definitely more challenging when you start adding in more adulting into it. So yes, I've taken a week off work. I'm excited and finished that up and just excited to get done. Hopefully my graduation date will be spring of 2019. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Thank
I'm
you.
so proud. I think it's so amazing. Like when you think about the importance of knowing yourself and knowing what you need.
Yes.
Knowing, okay, everybody and their cousin can go to school. And you for recognizing that and going forward with pursuing it and not giving up. It's like remove the boundaries. Like if take away whatever's blocking you from getting where you're trying to go.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I
I'm
had
proud.
a close family member. I don't put them all on Front Street, but just somebody I love very dearly that still a long time ago I would never finish. And I guess it's because they understood this flighty part of me. And it always really hurt me that, and this is while I was in school the last time, that they didn't believe that I can finish. And so it's just like this personal goal to me. That person will get an invitation.
It'll be real. They'll probably get the first invitation.
They're going to get the first invitation because it's just something that I wanted to prove to myself and, that it can be done. And I'm, not trying to think about like the student loans and things like that. But I want to mark this off as completed in my life, And I'm excited. So
I'm excited for you.
Yes. Girl. All right. So today we are introducing a new series, which is going to be the Culture Collectives. I will kind of own this series, or this will facilitate this one along. Basically, what this is I'm going to share a few inspirations that I've collected or rediscovered, or discovered or rediscovered with the collective, and just like us, these inspirations cannot be boxed in. They can be current or throwbacks. It can be art, a piece of writing, music, online movements. There are just no limits to this. The point is that it's something that touched me and inspired me. I'm sure it inspired a lot of other folks. And so I wanted to share it with the collective from my perspective. So, and this, us together. So first up is Spike Lee's She's Gotta Have It.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Have you heard about this one?
I have, and I binge watched the entire series.
Don't you
over the
love
course of a
that?
couple days.
You can binge watch it. Yes.
I do.
Yes.
I love that we've evolved to a place where we can get the whole series, the whole season.
Yes.
That makes me excited.
That's how I feel about like Insecure now, is that because, I got the whole HBO package just because I wanted to watch Insecure, and every week I was tuned in, and it just drove me crazy. The good thing about Insecure is that think pieces and a lot of bloggers that speak on things, so all week you can entertain yourself with that.
I gotta get on the bandwagon.
Yes, you do. It's
2018.
good. It's good stuff. So season 3, it usually comes out in the summer. But I'm on the fence about whether or not I'm going to be an every week watcher or if I just binge at the end. But then people gonna talk about it and they're gonna ruin it for me. There'll be memes that come out that I don't understand, and they're gonna draw me in. So let me stop lying. I'm gonna be watching it every week. Thank you. Big ups to Issa Rae. All right. So, anyways, She's Gotta Have It. Loved it, and I'll tell you the reason why. I am not a big Netflixer, even though I am becoming a Netflixer now. But I was scrolling through Facebook, and I saw this very interesting trailer. I mean, this trailer that came by, and my first reaction was like, "Oh, Heather Headley, yes," because I love to see people getting new checks. Yeah. That's that fresh check with the fresh ink on it. Yes. So I was happy to see her doing something because we haven't heard from Heather Headley since In My Mind. I was like, I didn't know what she was doing. Oh, she did do The Color Purple.
Did she?
Yeah, she did. Before I think it's closed now in New York, but.
I so wanted to catch that. I hate that I wasn't at a place where I could really experience that.
I know. And
somebody bring it back.
It will be back.
I know.
I want to see it with Cynthia Erivo. Yeah, she really made that part. I mean, they had a lot of guest stars. Fantasia did an awesome job. There were a few other folks that I think Jennifer Hudson played a role in there, but Cynthia is like a Broadway trained actress, and she brought that thing home. That's what I've heard, but from the videos I've seen, I think that basically anytime she wants to step back into that seat, she can step back into it. So a friend of mine posted an article about the original, and they felt that it was not Spike's best work. The original She's Gotta Have It. And this long, interesting conversation followed in the comment section. And, I couldn't drop my 2 cents in because, I had not seen the original movie. So, when I saw the trailer, I just kind of passed through. And then I was like, let me go ahead and give this movie, a chance. So I checked out the original. Netflix had the full, original there. And it's all black and white, very late 80s. Have you seen the movie? Oh, yeah, see. Come on
my
now.
mom was a Spike Lee fan.
Hello.
Like, all of the inappropriate scenes that I should not have been watching, I
my
totally
God.
watched as a kid because she was a
The
huge...
breast scene was, oh my God.
Whew.
I
Spike
was
is
like,
good.
I replayed that like, China, we need to do that. So, anyways, so it was late, and it's the music, the imagery. Yeah, I mean, I could definitely understand why a black parent would be like, I know there's some inappropriate stuff in here, but this is just something that I feel like you need to see and be exposed to, because that is just what I love about Spike Lee, is that, he doesn't just paint this, I'm going to tell the story and this is all I care about. He's putting influence, that Morehouse grad, he's putting all that pride and that influence in there. I mean, his love affair with Brooklyn and all of that. It's just,
and it's a love affair, and it gets you caught up and all the way in love with a brownstone in Brooklyn and what that means. Oh my God, Spike is an artist.
He's the real deal. He's the real deal. And like the fact that I said this whole thing is in black and white. I was like, oh my, yes. And I'm not. Sometimes for people that's distracting because I kept on waiting for the color to come, and they're like, no, this is on purpose.
And it's a quaint cultural experience to me. And I always liked it because when you think about all of the black and whites, or the majority of black and whites, when we go back and you want to watch a little black and white movie, it's not going to be someone that looks like us. Right. And so, when I want to have tea and get in my artistic zone, or get in just my sit on the couch on a rainy day and watch a black and white movie mode, it gives you something to kind of experience.
You have to focus on the story because you don't have as many of these distractions. But after a while, I didn't miss it. No. I didn't miss the color. I was just engrossed in what was going on, and I felt like I said, I didn't miss seeing it there. I'm not like, oh, well, I wonder what color her dress was or anything like that. I'm not even thinking about that. I'm thinking about what's going on. That's how.
Maybe that was the goal.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Yeah.
Maybe. Spike on SolSpot Collective.
Spike. Yes, God. Thank you in advance. Amen. All right. Come on over, Spike. So, if for those of you who aren't familiar with She's Gotta Have It, this is the story of Nola Darling, who is a free-minded, sexually fluid artist who is dating 3 men. The movie and the series discuss, many of the misconceptions and injustices that women go through in our society when they are, sexually fluid, or as Nola describes herself, a sex-positive, polyamorous pansexual.
Yes.
In both pieces, there was so much to pull from. Like we mentioned before, I love that Spike has this love affair with Brooklyn. It's beautiful. If I had saw this movie 10 years ago, just like you said, I would have moved to New York. And, that's another story for another day, but I really did. 10 years ago, I really wanted to move to New York and be a part of the Brooklyn scene. And be a part of all of that. But, it's never too late. So anyways, the movie incorporates this dance sequence that's designed as Jamie, one of Nola's lovers, is a birthday gift to her. And it's one of these moments where you really appreciate that Spike understands he's not just there to tell a story of characters, but to paint a full artistic picture. He does what he wants, and I really love Spike for that. No box, no box, no box. So in the series, the characters have been modernized a bit. Nola's 3 lovers have the same kind of overall personality traits as before, but it's kind of updated with a few twists. See, Mars, that was once played by Spark. By Spark. Who's Spark? Somebody's dog. But no, that was once played by Spike, is now played by Anthony Ramos, and he is Puerto Rican, and he's very adorable. You want him to win. He's loyal, a bit irresponsible, but he's adorable. And then Glenn is played by Cleo Anthony, and, he's a very self-absorbed, he's arrogant, he's obnoxious, and, a model man. In this one, he's biracial. I don't believe Glenn was biracial in the other one. Like I said, it was black and white, so, and you never know. So, Glenn was very, rich and in the know and all that crap. And then, well, not all that crap to those who are rich. And then, but yeah, for me personally, Glenn would be somebody I would call for a good time every now and then, not somebody I would actually make a part of the regular repertoire. But anyways, another story for another day. You too.
Textbook creative, he thinks that he's on that level. Yeah, listen, I think he knows what he's doing.
Well, the picture, anyways. So then Jamie is played this time by, he has the coolest name, Lyric Vent.
I love Lyric. We talked about potentially naming our baby Lyric. If it was a girl.
Lyriq. Oh, I do like that.
Lyric. I love that. I think it's so beautiful.
How would white people mess that up? Lyric?
Hell yeah, butcher it.
Lyric.
Because Lyric is a whole nother thing than Lyric. Where is Lyric at?
Is it
Come on, Lyric.
Lyric present. So
my little smart ass kids would probably be like, I'm not answering to anything.
You know
my
what? Black people might mess that up too.
My name is Lyric. Thank you.
Black people, Rick. What would be the nickname for it?
Rick.
Rick.
Little Rick.
Little Rick. All right. All right. So in this series, Jamie is played by Lyric Vent, is married, which wasn't before. Well, you know what? Jamie might have been married in the movie because he did come up with that lady real fast. But okay, so he's married and he of the same kind of like romantic. Kind of needy. He was a little needy to me. There's a scene where what he's doing to Nola is so good that she is crying. So, anyways, I don't know if those tears were symbolic, but hey, okay. And then Opal. Opal's character, Opal is a lesbian, is more expanded in the movie, and in the movie it's not more expanded in the movie. It's more expanded in the series. In the movie, she's like this lesbian that's pining for Nola, and Nola's not into it, but, she just keeps her hanging around, or she's dancing around with the idea of it, but not so much with Opal. And I'm not a lesbian, but even I didn't think that was fully fleshed out, or that wasn't like a correct representation of like a lesbian woman and how they would approach a straight woman, I guess, but maybe in his mind it was. So in this one, Opal is played by a mature business owner woman who's comfortable in her sexuality, and Nola and Opal's relationship is way more expressive in the series. Actually had one of the better scenes in there. So I will just say my eyes were wide open like, oh my God, okay. All right, so I really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. I know you said you saw it. What were your thoughts? About She's Gotta Have It, the series?
So many. It is so many. First of all, I could totally relate to every character. It felt like I've seen this person in my life, in my experience. And so I love that. I also really love the fact that it calls attention to so many things that I think go on in our community and with women in our community. And for me personally, I've always been the person of the mind that says freedom is important. And freedom in all aspects, like sexuality, freedom, when it comes to creativity and the way I express myself. Freedom is important. And so I felt really empowered that freedom has been painted in a way that I could totally relate to it.
Yes.
I felt really excited about that. Yeah. And I couldn't help but feel some type of way when I looked on TV and saw somebody who thinks like me sometimes, who can be flighty, who in her bachelorette days wasn't sure if she wanted him or him.
Right.
But knew she didn't want to be labeled a hoe.
Right.
Knew she wasn't slutty.
Right.
She just knew that she, had thoughts about the choices in her life.
I think I love that thought because I think we are kind of on the generation where that character is more expressed now. I mean, we have more people more representations we can point to where, we've got Afro punk and all these other Solange, these free-spirited characters. What we have Freddie from A Different World and things like that. But just these free-spirited characters that we can connect to, who aren't typical, representations of what people, the small or few boxes that they put in for black women. Yes. Yeah, and I love that.
She checked all of them and added some. So it's kind of like you can be smart black woman, you can be sexy black woman, you can enjoy your sexuality black woman, you can be an artist black woman and make money black woman. It felt like it felt really empowering. I think that's what kept me wanting to watch it. That's why I ended up binge watching it. And I said I was going to pace myself because sometimes I like to binge, not all the time, because once it's gone, it's like, damn, what else is there for me to watch here?
I
I want some more. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Spike, like, slip me something. I need something to hang until the next one. But
Netflix is doing such a good job of just keeping the content rolling. Yeah, I love this series, and I'm really hoping they greenlight it for a season 2. I appreciate that Spike is reinventing his work for a new audience. You know, and
yes, they can experience him in a fresh but different.
Never watched She's Gotta Have It, and this series made me, check it out, so I can have something to compare it to. I think that's the definition of what a real creative does. They understand that the times have changed. They understand that maybe my body of work, it speaks to this time frame, but I can actually reinvent it and see how these two correlate, and that's what he's done here. And I think that he's definitely one of our great creators of our time. So, the second piece that I wanted to talk about is Esperanza Spalding. Yes. She has a new album out called Exposure. And the whole process for this was mind-blowing for me. Totally inspired. I'm a big fan of Esperanza. She's about the same age as myself. When she came on the scene in, I believe, 2006, she came out with a documentary that kind of detailed the process, and it kind of gave me some exposure to a different side of things. And so she's got this big, beautiful hair. And, I was involved. She won the Grammy, and everybody was pissed because she won the Grammy, and Justin Bieber should have won the Grammy. But who's really representing now for the artist community? Right. No shade on Justin Bieber, but I'm just saying.
She's an artist.
She's an artist. She's a professor at Harvard University. She's trained at Berkeley College. She was a professor at Berkeley College. That's what I'm talking about. Getting it. Yes. And, she didn't come from money. A lot of that comes from scholarships and things of that nature. People that just invested in her. I was watching one documentary, and she said she was on stage with a gentleman, unfortunately I can't remember his name, and she didn't know any of the songs, and he was just reading her the chorus and things like that, and he's like, this is how you're gonna learn. And so she would always be around people that were in like over 30 years, maybe 20 years older than her, and that's how, at her age, she's so seasoned and has such appreciation of the historical process of what she's doing.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what I love about her, okay, so before we get to Exposure, like, she is a jazz artist. Jazz tends to have this box, either you like it sometimes or you don't like it, even if you can't appreciate that it's kind of blended into everything that we know of music. It is the improv, it's everything, but
it's so soulful. It's an experience, I think, because it can be whatever the artist wants it to be, right? It could take on like the shape of any situation. It really can. Jazz can be sexy. It can be sad. It can be.
It can. I mean,
happy. It's
now. It's it's in this weird space now. I mean, there's traditional jazz, and then there's the jazz where we need to make it familiar.
Yeah.
So, we have to connect it with the popular song or a popular artist and things like that. People don't so much have the patience anymore. People who aren't jazz lovers don't have so much the patience anymore to just listen to 15 minutes of, scatting and things like that. People used to have more patience in that. But there is still an audience that connects to it. But, I mean, so with her, she started off, solid jazz artist, gained the respect of the jazz community, and then said she moved into chamber music, or she more classical. That was her next album. Then she said she has all these musical facets, and she's exploring all of them, which a lot of artists don't do because they are worried that they're going to lose their audience, which actually for Emily D, a lot of people were a little bit upset about that because they were expecting traditional jazz, Esperanza, and she was creating an experience. So what they got was very different from the Esperanza that they're used to. And I applaud her for not being afraid to do that and not being afraid to lose a few people in the process. So with this new I'm so excited. I gotta calm down. I gotta calm down.
You can see the gestures.
I know. I was like, yes. They probably can hear them because but with this new thing, Esperanza said, all right, I am going to create an album, a full album, in 77 hours on Facebook Live. Yes. With everyone watching and exposed and everything, and you're gonna get the whole creative process. I can't remember the story exactly, but something about being in an elevator with a preacher and the number 7 that made her say, I'm only going to 77 hours and I'm only going to release 7,777.
I love it. 7 is powerful. Like, for those of you who follow, like, numerology, y'all know 7 is powerful.
7 equals power?
Yeah, 7 equals completion.
I thought that was 3. 7 is power?
7 equals completion.
7, well, that's what...
7 equals completion. 7 also is associated with, like, psychic abilities and, like, clairvoyance and, like, really tapping into, like, inner power.
Stop it.
Yeah, 7 is good. 7 vibrates high. I'm actually a 7.
You're a 7?
We have to do numerology.
Yes, especially, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll do that for another episode.
Yes,
Stay tuned.
I would love that. Yeah, okay. So, calm down, sorry. So she does this. I was up till 3 a.m. in the morning, like, every night, watching it, because I was just so mesmerized. Like, not just because she had people coming through that were incredible artists. Like, Hathaway was there, Robert Glasper.
Imagine.
Yes, I mean, just the process of her, you know, writing down all of the songs, and then, like, as an artist, watching her, how she layers certain songs and how she, you know, like, they did the scratch and then now we're gonna do, just watching that process really helped me evolve and know what I need to change in my creative process. But the level of vulnerability that it takes, I mean, you know, Esperanza didn't care about combing her hair, you know, like, or anything like that. She was just fully in the moment of her music.
Like a mad scientist on the brink of, like, something amazing, because she was on the brink of something amazing and she had to, like, get it out.
She just created real magic, and you just knew it was organic. And I actually got my album yesterday. You get a piece of the brainstorming page. It was on the back of the album. I went and got my cover. We're gonna talk about vinyls on my next cultural collective, because I've started to collect my vinyls.
Yeah, record player. I love vinyls.
Yeah, do you have some?
I do. They're downstairs by the fireplace.
Okay, I need to check out your collection so I
can
borrow.
I love vinyls. No new stuff. I do want to start getting new things, because to me, the way records sound, like it feels, and then especially when it's like good artistry, like when it's good music, and it's something about the wavelengths. I love it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I bought Stevie Wonder yesterday, and was Rick James on vinyl is incredible.
I would have to do Rick. I love me so low-key. I'm a Rick James fan.
Next time you come by, we're gonna play Rick James. Yeah, it's a Rick James Reflections album. It's got all his good stuff on it. Oh, the Super Freak, Mary Jane, 17, Burnt Out.
Something about funk too. Yes. I love funk.
Yeah, like, I hear things in the music that on the record that I never paid attention to.
I don't think it. And I'm not an audio person. I'm not an engineer so I could be totally off wall here. I'm sorry for those of you who are specialists. I apologize if I'm incorrect.
Come by the house.
You know, come and educate me. I'm open. But it feels like sometimes, like, digital, like, modalities don't capture certain things. Like, it can't be captured in a way. It seems like the record has a little bit more life and breath.
Yeah.
I know it's not the right words, but it feels like it's a different life and breath. Like, you feel the breathing, like,
we gotta get this. Album. We gotta get this right now. Yeah. Because we don't have enough money to record this again and again and again. Yeah, I got it. Especially when you're talking about, like, live musicians live music is nothing that compares to it. I mean, there are things that can't be recreated just for the sake of the fact that that person was doing that in that moment. I mean, it could be recreated, but, like, if you're trying to learn a song that somebody else created, sometimes it's like that person just did
like
that organically.
And it unleashes.
And like, you just probably, like, if you're learning this song, you're just learning the chords and you're trying to learn how to get through. But, like, this person, like, I didn't even realize they did that. It happened so fast, you know. And that's how I felt about a lot of the Stevie Wonder vinyl. Is that there are pieces that I hear that I've never paid attention to before.
It's like a jam session where, you know, when the guitar does something different and you hear, like, the plucks, you like the jam session that's captured and then played over a record player is you're in the moment. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, we gotta talk about vinyl next time. So yes, that is cultural collectives. That is Culture Collectors. Hope you liked it. I know we got into She's Gotta Have It. Esperanza Spalding will provide links for all of that, a couple of the documentaries and things for you to reference throughout the week. But we want to get you involved in the conversation. We want to thank you guys for sticking with us, for being here, and we want to continue to connect with you. So, please reach out to us on any of the social sites. If you're an artist, writer, dancer, I don't care. Maybe you play banjo. It doesn't matter. We want to talk to you. We want to get you involved in the conversation.
Yes.
We want your feedback.
Thank you for listening to the SolSpot Collective, hosted by Urban Muse and Lara Belle. Follow the SolSpot Collective on Instagram at SolSpot Collective. That's SOL Spot Collective. And on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, search SolSpot Collective. That's SOL Spot Collective. SolSpot, SolSpot, SolSpot.